Good morning. I am Dr. Kanhu Charan Patro. Today, I am going to discuss about the radiology of optic pathway glioma. In if you introduction part of the optic pathway gliomas are relatively uncommon and have a variable clinical course, usually seen in the setting of neurofibromatosis 1. Histologically, the majority are pilocytic astrocytomas in children group. Optic pathway gliomas typically present in children, around 10 to 15% of supratentorial tumors in the age group in the settings of NF1. In adults, optic gliomas do occur, but very rare and aggressive. In such cases, no association with NF1. The tumors may appear smooth, fusiform, eccentric, lobulated. Optic glioma is most common primary neoplasm of the optic nerve. Optic chiasm, optic tract, optic radiations can be involved. Tumors are usually benign in children, aggressive in adults, and 90% of the people present before the age of 20. Adults can get optic nerve glioblastomas, whereas optic nerve gliomas are disease of childhood and NF1. Optic gliomas are usually unilateral, except in NF1. Up to 20% of patients NF1 having optic pathway glioma. So if you see the optic pathway, this is our eye, this is the retina, this is the optic nerve, this is the crossing is the optic chiasm, this is the optic tract, this is the lateral jelly conductor body, then visual optic radiation and optic the visual cortex. So if you see in the over imposing in the brain, optic nerve, optic chiasm, optic tract, lateral geniculate body, optic projections, visual cortex. So mostly optic chiasm, optic pathway gliomas can happen whole part of the optic pathway in NF1. So those are presenting with pre-chiasmatic, before chiasmatic area, that is called group 1. In those are happening in the chiasmatic area like that group 2, and retro to the optic chiasm is group 3. The well-known classification is known as a Dodds classification. It is original Dodds classification and modified Dodds classification. Mostly original group A, group B, group C. Group A is the pre-chiasmatic, B is chiasmatic, C is the post-chiasmatic. Again, it is divided into single optic nerve, group A single optic nerve, bilateral optic nerve, a cysternal segment of optic nerve. Again, it is a subcategories left, right, and like that. Like chiasmatic, central chiasmatic, asymmetric chiasmatic. Group C, optic tract, asymmetric tract, diffuse posterior tract, asymmetric posterior tract, hypothalamic involvement, leptomeningeal involvement associated with neurofibromatosis. So these are the various Dodds classifications, modified Dodds classifications. So when you are going for asking for a suspecting for a optic pathway glioma, you should ask for the orbital directed scanning MRI with PET suppression and contrast injection. If you see the radiology, MRI is the better for evaluating the optic nerve and optic pathway. In MRI, it shows the fusiform enlargement of the optic nerve. Fusiform, when you are thinking of the what is a fusiform, it is like a sweet potato. You can think of sweet potato like an enlargement. Typically, isointense to the cortex, hypointense to the white matter and T1. They are isointense on T2. Intense enhancement is common. Optic canal may be widened if the intracanalicula segment of a nerve is involved. If associated with NF1, hyperintense lesion can be seen in the cerebellum, brainstem, basal ganglia, thalamus, periventricular white matter, corpus callosum. There may be mass effect, edema, and enhancement. So let's see some pictures. So this is the optic pathway glioma, optic nerve glioma. You can see here, and there is a optic left side. If there is a atrophy, and if optic nerve gliomas, as I told, it is a fusiform enlargement of the optic path, and you can see the if there is a involvement of the optic nerve in the canalicular part, there is a widening of the canalicular optic canal, and you can see intense enhancement, fusiform enhancement. This is the optic chiasma with hypothalamic glioma. This is the involving the chiasmatic involvement. This is the posterior optic pathway glioma, where involving the optic tract. And this is the large optic pathway glioma, optic nerve glioma with massive proptosis. You can see optic radiation glioma, posterior pre-chiasmatic, post-chiasmatic, and then there's classification of group C. You can see here tractography. When there is you going for surgery, you can do for the tractography. So it will be helpful to do the surgery, and good for the neurosurgeons. There is a signature mark that is called pseudo CSF sign. In the optic nerve, there is a perineural arachnoidal gliomastosis, a characteristic finding in MRI. And T1, hypo and T1, hyper and T2. Optic nerve visible within the neoplasm. Hypo and T2, hypo and T2, and hypo and T1, hyper and T2. And perineural arachnoidal gliomatosis, you can see here, it looks like you cannot differentiate from CSF and the perineural arachnoidal gliomatosis. And this is called pseudo CSF sign. You can see here tortuous. So you can see it in two parts because of the axial section. You can see two parts. So optic nerve become tortuous here, and this is called tortuous optic nerve. A case of neurofibromatosis, it is most common. You can see here neurofibromatosis here in the skin, scalp skin. So this is in the case of optic nerve pathway glioma. And a most common differential diagnosis is the optic nerve sheath meningioma, where you can see intense enhancement with clear optic nerve here, and this is called Tram-Track sign. And some signs are called donut sign here, and another is bullseye sign. So this is the most common differential diagnosis of the optic nerve sheath meningioma. When you suspected optic pathway glioma, you have to, if it looks like a typical NF1 associated, no need of biopsy. Or if you are not look like a NF1 like, you can go for biopsy. If there is a visual impairment, radiological progression, you can go for the chemotherapy. So chemotherapy is the mainstay of the treatment. If there is no visual problem, no radiological progression, you can clinical visual follow-up examination every 6 months, 1 year, and you have to do the visual MRI and endocrinological evaluation every step. If there is a chemotherapy good response, again follow clinical, visual, MRI, and endocrinological. If there is no response, is a large supercellular lesion, cystic component, and there is a hypothalamic chiasmatic or no progression, you can consider surgery. If no progression, isolated optic nerve tumor, blind eye, proptosis, pain, you can consider for the resection. And if is the no response, progression, not good for surgery, you can consider radiation also. And age is more than and sporadic glioma, you can consider the radiation. So mainstay is the chemotherapy, and other things are radiation and surgery as per the need. Thank you very much. I pray the people who are suffering with optic pathway glioma, wishing them a very healthy life, and God bless them. Thank you very much.